Hey guys, welcome back. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. We are definitely growing this channel, and I definitely appreciate everybody that has been stopping by to become a family member of this channel. Remember to hit that share button and notification so you'll know when I'm dropping my next video. Today we are going to do a major court update. There has been a lot of rumors flying around social media concerning this case that has been literally going on now for like a year and a half. Now we actually have Tory Lanez in court, and I'm about to break down this article. It's very long, so bear with me, you guys, as we get into this. All right, so Tory Lanez was handcuffed and taken into custody in the LA courtroom Tuesday after the judge found that he had actually violated the protective order in his felony assault case involving the allegations that he pow-powed Megan Thee Stallion in her feet nearly 2 years ago. Judge David Hereford revoked Elaine's prior bail of $250,000 and raised it to $350,000. After hearing nearly an hour of arguments and finding that Lanez violated court orders prohibiting him from contacting or harassing Megan or discussing any discovery in the case with outside parties. The Say It rapper had a bondsman with him in the morning hearing, spent 5 hours in custody before he was released into a Lamborghini, telling Rolling Stone he felt good to be getting out. Now his lawyer, Sean Hawley, agreed that Lanez did not provide a third-party Twitter user and YouTube personality known as DJ Academics with any discovery in the case before DJ Academics tweeted February 23rd that Tory Lanez DNA was not found on the thing that pow-powed Meg Thee Stallion. What he said is incorrect, Holly told the court Tuesday, referring to the now deleted tweet that caused social media firestorm. What DJ Academic said was the DNA was not on the actual thing. And in fact, the swab indicated inconclusive that there were 4 contributors. Now, that was a major part of this case that we did not know about. If he had seen this document, he presumably would have got it right, she argued, calling the tweets to be a mere chatter in the medium that is almost inherently unreliable. The court cannot conclude that the defendant distributed anything. However, it does appear that he violated the order that prohibits him from making any statements regarding discovery, Judge Hereford said, referring to follow-up posts from Peterson, including one that read, AK is telling no lies. Holly argued that Megan also used her sizable social media presence to discuss the case, and some of her comments have been damaging to Peterson being Tory Lanez. But the deputy district attorney argued that Tory Lanez's endorsement of DJ Academics is what triggered this current situation. The high-profile case is now speeding toward a tentative September 14th trial after a prior judge decided at a preliminary hearing in December that prosecutors had enough evidence to warrant calling a jury. At the December hearing, an LAPD detective testified that Peterson, who is Tory Lanez, allegedly fired a semi-automatic at the ground near Megan's feet, injuring her during the argument that followed their departure from the pool party at Kylie Jenner's house. Detective Ryan Stogner said he was assigned to the case 2 days after the pow-pow and interviewed Megan over the phone July 16th, 2020, and then again November 12th, 2020. He said Megan, whose legal name is Meg Pete, witnessed Tory Lanez actually do the pow-pow as she exited the vehicle. Megan observed Mr. Peterson holding it, and then she observed him start to do the deed. Megan immediately felt pain in her feet, observed blood, fell to the ground, and then crawled to an adjacent driveway of residence. She described her injuries as bleeding profusely. Holly then cross examined Stogner for the defense, grilling him over his interview with Pete, who is Tory Lanez, and eliciting testimony that the Hot Girl Summer rapper was involved in a dispute with her friend and former assistant Kelsey, who was another passenger inside the black Cadillac Escalade shortly before the incident. Holly suggested that Kelsey had a romantic interest with Tory and became jealous when Peterson allegedly claimed during the ride home that he and Pete were in a actual couple-like intimate relationship. Holly went on to suggest that Kelsey Harris may have had possession of the Pow Pow when it fired because investigators found Pow Pow residue on her hand. The lawyer also said a man who witnessed the Pow Pow from a nearby residence said he believed the muzzle flash was closest to the non-victim female at the time of the shooting. That is very critical. Under further questioning by the TA last December, Stogner said the Pow Pow residue can transfer to someone who is in the vicinity of the Pow Pow that's been discharged. Stogner raised questions about the credibility of the eyewitness testimony, saying the man reported seeing two men and a woman physically harming Meg the Stallion, whose last name is actually Pete. Also, in this article, he believed that they were trying to do her in. He said it looked to him to be a severe harming. Stogner testified he had mentioned that it was the two males beating the female on the ground. Peterson was arrested after the Pow Pow by officers whose responded to Pow Pow fired. Called near the 1800 block of Nichols Canyon Road, booked on suspicion of possessing a concealed Pow Pow in the vehicle. He was released hours later after posting his initial 35 grand bail. Pete did not identify Peterson. Basically, Megan did not identify Tory Lanez as her alleged assailant for weeks, but finally named him more than a month later in a social media post. She said, Tory did it, and you got your publicist and people lying and going on blogs and lying. She video posted back in October. She said, even though he pow-powed me, I tried to spare him, and y'all MFs is not sparing me. That's crazy. In the immediate aftermath of the pow-pow, Pete was vague about what really happened. Stogner testified that she initially told responding officers that she cut her feet on glass. She did this because she was worried about how police might react if they knew Tory Lanez, a black man, had a pow-pow in the car, she purportedly told Stogner. She said that at the time she was extremely scared and embarrassed, and due to that fact, she was friends with the defendant. She was scared that he was going to get in trouble, and she also expressed some concerns regarding the political climate regarding police and pow-pows. Stogner testified she was afraid that there had been recent pow-pows with police officers, and she was extremely concerned about Tory Lanez becoming a victim. So, you guys, that is the gist of the most important parts of that article that came from Rolling Stones. This is breaking news, and this is a very clear, concise look at the main focal points of what happened today in the courtroom. Again, Tory Lanez was handcuffed in court. He got out about 5 hours later. He has been ordered not to say anything else, period. This case, like I said, I am not going to interject any opinion into this. My only goal here is to put the information out as clearly as possible so everyone else can form their opinions. This information came from witnesses and a police officer assigned to the case. And this case will be continued until September 14th, in which I guess the testimony / court case will more than likely resume or just, really get going off the ground. So there's a lot of implications here. One against Kelsey, one against Tory, and against Megan. And there's 4 different prints on the Pow Pow. Tell me what you guys think about this. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, guys. Bye and be safe.